Hi, good evening. This afternoon, a jury in this building found the defendant Floyd Brown guilty of all 8 counts on which he was charged. Significantly, he was convicted of the intentional murder of Special Deputy U.S. Marshal Jacob Keltner, the attempted murder of 3 additional deputy marshals, and additional assault and firearms offenses. It was a good day that this man was brought to justice. I would like to thank, first and foremost, the prosecutors on this case who did an outstanding job dealing with the massive evidence, an overwhelming amount of evidence to prove the defendant's guilt in this case. Talia Bucci was our lead prosecutor in the case. Scott Pacaniti was another one of our prosecutors on the case. He's actually the branch chief of our Rockford office here. And Ron DeWald was our third prosecutor on the case, and he did an outstanding job along with the entire staff of our office here. Like any case, none of this could have happened without the agents who actually helped conduct the investigation and did the bulk of the investigation. Our partners in the FBI, and you're going to hear from Special Agent in Charge Bowie in a minute, did an outstanding job from the time that the defendant in this case fled from law enforcement after killing and attempting to kill others, and apprehending him and then gathering evidence from multiple locations, which we were able to put before a jury over the last 2 weeks, resulting in the successful verdict we talked about just a few minutes ago. In addition to that, several other law enforcement officers throughout the state of Illinois played a significant role in helping bring Floyd Brown to justice. Partners, obviously in the U.S. Marshals, the Great Lakes Fugitive Task Force, the McHenry County Sheriff's Office, and literally police officers from throughout the state. Because during the course of the trial, we saw the evidence that Floyd Brown, after he killed Deputy Keltner and he attempted to kill 3 other marshals, he took law enforcement on a high-speed chase literally across the state of Illinois. We received help from dozens, from several police departments, including the Rockford Police Department, the Bloomington Police Department, and I think significantly the Illinois State Police. The Illinois State Police in particular did an outstanding job in bringing Floyd Brown into custody on that day, March 7th of 2019. Floyd Brown attempted to resist arrest for hours that day. And throughout that entire affair, not one law enforcement officer fired 1 round at Floyd Brown. Not one. They brought him into custody safely, keeping the people that were around while all this was happening safe, and ultimately brought him into custody so that we can bring him to justice. The last thing that I'd like to say before I turn it over to Special Agent Bowie for a few points, and then I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So whenever we have a case like this, we're talking about the murder of a police officer, a deputy sheriff. We're talking about the attempted murder of 3 others. Think about them and their families. People go into law enforcement knowing that it's a risky job. They know they're putting their lives on the line each and every day in order to keep others safe, to serve and protect. And their family members know that that's what their spouse or their brother or their son or their dad, or their mom, that's what they're doing. But when you have an event like this happens, it becomes real. It becomes real in a way that you can't even imagine. I hope that the families in this case, the Keltner family and the family of the other 3 deputies who were shot at that day, that they take some solace in this verdict today. But that's not going to bring back Jay Keltner. They lost a son, a dad, a husband, a brother, brother-in-law, a son-in-law. People lost a colleague and they lost a friend. And that's just the Keltner family. The other families, right? They now live with the fact that they got to see firsthand how dangerous that job is. I know that they will find some solace in this verdict today, and they should. And I also know that their friends and family and the community will continue to support them as they go forward. Like I said, I'd be happy to answer some questions, but let me turn it over to Special Agent Bowie to talk for a few minutes first.
Thank you, Mr. Lausch. Again, my name is Emerson Bowie, Special Agent in charge of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. First and foremost, there are no words that I have that can express or define, I know, what to be the pain and the suffering of Deputy Keltner's family, his McHenry county law enforcement, peers, the U.S. Marshal Service, other federal law enforcement and state law enforcement, as well as the community. It requires a special person to serve. Deputy Keltner was one of those special people. I echo the U.S. Attorney's words in saying that every day he got up and he made the ultimate sacrifice knowing what could possibly be the result. And we all mourn and we all feel for the family and their loss. I would like to thank the U.S. Attorney, the prosecutors, the investigators from both the FBI, also Rockford PD, and other investigators who assisted in this matter for the job that they did today in bringing home this guilty verdict. Thank you very much.